Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Hey guys, this is Stephen. I fall from iPhone Fortune, creating fortunes for the future. You might be wondering, what the heck am I always calling on the Almighty's name, more often? It's simple. I rely on him. I rely on the Almighty God for everything that I do in life. Whatever that you rely on, that's your choice. But this is my choice. So please don't be offended when I call on the Almighty God in my favor. But today we're not going to really preach to you about who God is, but we're going to preach to you about what is it that you really, really want. What is it that you really, really want, but you're so afraid of giving it a go? What is it? Now, you might be wondering, okay, how the heck do I know that? You've got to have one. Every human being born into this life with a certain sort of attributes, attitude, and some ideas of what they want to do in life, but they're just afraid, or maybe they think that it cannot, happen in their lifetime. That you might have put yourself down and said, "No, you don't. You're not worthy of it." For example, regardless what you think that you can't. Now, I want you to try and think that you can. Now, why? There's a lot of scientific studies that has come into light since human beings using their mind. Most of it, they have found that most people who say positive thing about themselves actually do end up exactly where they want to be because of what they say where they're going to be. Just like a sportsman. A sportsman will probably psych themselves up or train themselves to say, into the Olympics. Now, that's no small feat. Not only that he thinks he's going to get into the Olympics, he also got to put a lot of work into it. Maybe in your case, you're afraid of working, doing the extra work. Bear in mind, you and I know, no work, no gain. That's how simple it is in life. But those who are in the higher in society, say for example, top sports people, they have done a lot of preparation in their mind. They have told themselves they're going to be where they want to be, and put a lot of effort in that area before they get to where they are today. Let's look at, say, Tiger Woods, for example. He was trained as a kid to become a world champion golfer, and of course that's exactly what he is. Now, coming back to you and I, we were just common folks who wants to achieve a few things in life. Now, I can guarantee you, yes, we can. You and I can achieve whatever that is that you always wanted to do, but you're afraid of doing it. Well, I've done my fair share of trying, and I'm not afraid to go out of the norm to try and reach what I want to reach. And one of the most important things is your head, your mind. Your mind and what you're thinking about is very, very, very important. You might disagree. Yeah, that's just simple old doubt. But scientific studies and medical studies has come to the conclusion that people who think quite highly of certain things in their life actually become who they are, what they are. And of course, in some cases, some people has gone through illnesses and have come out of it all because the way they think. They don't necessarily take circumstances, that means what's now, as the ultimate end of life. They see something greater, and it's that thing in their head, just like you and I, we all have it. They can come true and come alive and help you in achieving what you really, really want in your lifetime. But because I don't know who you are, I can only sort of talk about what I have achieved. And let's go back a little bit. I don't know if you can see it. I'll try and bring it up a bit more, but you might be able to zoom this in a bit further. Now, this is one of my notes that I just dragged out in storage. And this was recorded on the 15th of February 2007. And what I have written on this is my bank account at the time, I have written on it, $1 billion worth in my bank account. That was written in 2007. Now, what I'm saying is I'm teaching you some secrets. Get your bank account, rub off all the things that you don't need on it. For example, if it's got zero on your bank account, put however much money you want in that bank account. Just be bold and just write down the numbers you want in that bank account. It's not what you and I can achieve today. It's what you are preparing for the future. For in essence, what you're preparing today, like writing those numbers in your bank account, nobody has to see it, or you have to see it. Because people see it, they're going to call you crazy. But as long as you can see it every day, you are sort of encouraging yourself that you can reach those numbers that you're going to write down on your bank statement, for example. So get a eraser, I think it's called. Erase all the numbers you don't want and put in the numbers you want. Then I want you to pin that bank statement where you can see it every day, every single day when you're awake, even if you have one in your bedroom, one on your fridge, one in your toilet. So wherever you're going, you are bombarded with what you want. Okay, we're talking about now finances here. If that's the sort of thing that you're passionate about, like a little bit of extra money, or your goal might be totally different. Your goal might be, just to, have some beautiful children, or buy a home, or buy a boat, or buy your fresh car. Whatever it may be, get those pictures, put it in your bedroom where you can see it in the morning before you go to bed, on the fridge, in the toilet. No, sorry, in the room, not inside the toilet. That way your mind is really bombarding with what you want. Because remember, there are so much things in life that you and I today can be easily tempted by. Why? It's just common sense. The creations that we have today is so abundant. These are people who's used their mind to create all these things we enjoy and we take granted. We never take in the time seriously to say, oh, I can try some of that. And this is why I'm coming down to right now. I'm showing you, I'm teaching you, guiding you along what you can really, really get that you're afraid of doing. So I'm giving you an idea how to get some of those things that you want in your lifetime. Just apply some of these simple principles. Bank account, if you want finances, rub off all the other numbers and write your number in. And, follow some of the concepts I got here. I've written, I am going to be a billionaire. And I have other notes that I have written way back then that I was going to be a new billionaire. This is not to boast, but to show you a process how I got to where I am today, only because I took the notions to write things like you've seen here right before you on my bank statement or bank note. There was a story I heard, one of the famous actor, Carey, whatever. Anyway, he said before he became an actor, he wrote a note, I think, or wrote a check to himself and put it in his wallet. And I think at the time, he said it was $10 million. Carey. Anyway, he put that note in his pocket and he kept looking at it, and he was going to achieve $10 million in his bank account somewhere along the line. Anyway, he's one of the famous Hollywood actors. He's reached his $10 million payday because he put that check in his wallet just to give him a bit of vision that's become a reality. But see how bold you can do things even when you think it's not going to happen. Just do it. Write a piece of paper if that's the sort of income you want. Make it look like a dollar note or a check, and write it to yourself. Put your name on it, the date, and how much you want in your wallet, and put it in your wallet. Remember, it's for your eyes, it's for your mind, it's for your spirit to see. It's none of anybody else's business. So if anybody laughs at how you're trying to achieve your own goal, just walk away from them. Don't let those people destroy your dream. But I'm giving you some ideas how to reach some of your goal that you're so afraid of doing something about it that you don't do nothing about it. So I'm giving you a simple process. Write it down. Write down your ideas. Now that's one on my piece of paper, on my bank statement. I'll show you another one which I showed you earlier. This is what it's called a vision board. I drafted this vision board about 8 months ago. Now, would you believe it? I think there's another picture. Hold on, let me show you another picture. Here we go. Our son, we had a wedding just last week on Friday. That's been reached and achieved, okay? Only because now the income that you're seeing there, some of them has come to light. For example, have a look at my income. This is the income I wanted. Written, I think, 2010, I think it could have been. Can you see how long? Today it is the 19th of April, 2023. Can you see now how long it's taken for this to materialize, to come to life? Okay. Again, I'm not showing these things to boast, but to show you a process. When you take the time to write things up, it's going to surprise you how what you write comes a reality. And of course, that's how simple it is. It's so simple. People think, oh, that's too easy. Beauty of it. When God does, it's so easy because that's who God is. So you're writing these things for God to see, and also for the universe to bring it in your favor. Or these are mine. Now I have reached that just before my birthday on the 24th of March. Not only that I have reached my own goals, I have actually used my goal once I reached it and made lots more. Okay, and I'm going to show you a picture. I think you already had a glimpse of it. All because I think big, I think rich, I'm going to be a billionaire, and of course, I have reached that status. Now, again, this is not to boast, but to give you the sort of numbers you can achieve in your life. These are my numbers. You don't have to think otherwise of my numbers. Just remember, your numbers is your numbers. These are the numbers I'm sort of reaching today, all because I took a bold move. Okay, the bold move was to write it up. Write it up. I mean, at the time when I wrote these things, it was crazy. I said, oh, okay, how can this be? Yeah, I'm nowhere near at the time when I wrote these things that would actually reach it. It was just an idea that I have read from such places like, sorry, that's the one, such places like this. These books teach me how to use my head, ideas, and what I think about to grow exactly what I want. The things that I was afraid of, that I think, oh, it's too far, it cannot be done. When I sort of read these sort of books that people have written up for us, it's amazing the reality that came to life. Then I started writing my own sort of book. These are personal books to myself. Again, get yourself vision board. It's called a whiteboard. And write down the things you want. Now put that aside already where you can see it. You don't want anybody to see it and laugh at it. It's yours. It's your personal goal. This is the things that you're afraid of, but you didn't know how to do it or afraid to go after it. To start writing them down. It doesn't matter how crazy it is today. It doesn't matter if it's going to be achieved today. Remember, these are for the future to bring to you. Remember that. Whatever you write and you believe in it, watch the power of what you write come to life. Don't ignore it. You're allowed to also adjust it, meaning you can rub a few things off and add a few things as you go. Again, as I said, this is all about what you can do in your lifetime just by writing them or writing them down. Even if you're scared to write them down, just write them down. Trust me, 10 years from now, you're going to look back and say, wow, I'm wowing, as I said to you, and I've shown you a moment ago. Okay, I wrote these up 2007. What's that, 13 years ago or something? And it was an idea that I have gathered from people teaching it. And I've taken that idea and said, okay, I'll apply it. And of course, today, here are the example of one of those areas. That's a large amount of money. That's for business. Now, again, as I say to you, forget the scams, forget all the unscrupulous, illegitimate, all the bad things that you do in life, and go after something that's worthy. Now, remember, be warned. You know yourself. If cops catches you doing the wrong things, they're going to put you in jail. Yet, I'm showing you legitimate ways how to, in a cheeky sense, you can get the things you want without the police seeing you as robbing. You're not robbing. You are putting up what you want, allowing God to see it, and allowing the universe to bring it to you. See, it's legitimate. Sometimes you don't even have to do anything. You just write it up, and all these things will come to you. I know it's crazy, but that's how powerful your written material that you write. This is in regard to every human being. And you believe in it, and you watch how these things will come to you. That's the power of some of these secrets that most people don't know about it. It's so easy. Now, this particular board sat at my foot of my bed. So every morning I get up, I see it. Every night before I go to bed, I see it. And this is the last thing I see, and the wife, I guess, comes second. Whatever you're afraid of, whatever that you want to achieve in the future, go after it. If you're new to my YouTube videos, please subscribe to my video, and I thank you for the 602 wonderful people who have subscribed to my video. I thank you so much because I'm trying to reach 1,000. And as you can see, this is another goal that I have put together in the last 8 months also, that I want to reach 1,000 subscribers. And it has taken a slow time. It's 8 months now since I've been driving this process. But it's the same process that you have to go through if you're so passionate about what you want to achieve. Just keep doing it. And this secret of mine was simple. Just make a video every day. Now let's have a look at some of the video I have made. It's mainly about investing. And although not all of these apps are legitimate, some of them have closed down, I'm still making them. I don't own any of these apps. All I do is make a bit of money out of them, then I advertise it to others to join me and make a little bit of money with these apps. As I said, unfortunately, some of them has closed down, and for unknown reason to me. But I do apologize for people who have invested in those areas. However, I do say this. Even though these other apps closes their doors, do not be despair, because you've heard of a story: one door closes, another one opens. And it's not just another one opens, it's a bigger one that will open in your favor. So try not to be disgruntled when you join anything in life, just anything, and it seems like you have lost hugely in those areas. No, my friend, take Stephen R. Ford's word. Those are small doors that are closing for you and I or anybody else. In most cases we get angry about it because somebody has taken something from you. Not necessarily, my friend. That is like God's hand coming to close that door for you, because he has a bigger door prepared for you somewhere along in the future, and all the money that you think that you may have lost in this area will all of a sudden appear in another area. So take that as my Stephen R. Ford's wisdom for you. So whatever you follow in my footsteps, that's exactly what you're going to be achieving. And that is the saying, like, what was it? Water over duck's back. That means any water doesn't get the duck wet. Or in the other sense, when you hear people say, don't cry over spilled milk, get a new milk. And the same with these things. Even though you may think you have lost your money, you haven't. And I use that terminology and metaphor from the power of Easter. If you understand anything about Easter, Jesus Christ, the Son of God, was crucified and he died for 3 days. He has suffered for anybody who believes in the philosophy that he was teaching. And of course, for 3 days later, he came to life. That's a simple mythology that you and I can apply in real life. That you might go through processes in life of building something, you suffered for it and you lost it all. Now, most people stop at losing, but they don't realize the power of the resurrection also promises us that anything we lose can come back to life again just as easy. Those are some of the things that you could probably take from Mr. Ford and apply for yourself in chasing what you really want, and applying some of these simple principles I have showed you. Get yourself a vision board, or even a book. Get a clean book. Just go down the road and buy one. It's this exercise book that we normally use at school. Then use that book and make sure to put dates on it to write down what you want in the future. Most cases, people have what it's called a diary. Now, the diary, it's mainly people use it for writing of the things that happened in the past. Nothing wrong with keeping a diary. I'll ask you to write. It's the diary of what you want in the future. It hasn't happened yet. So you'll be writing your future before the future gets to us. So take that as a gospel from Mr. R. Ford, that wherever you're going to go in the future, and if you write about it today, don't be surprised when you get there and you say, wow, I wrote about this not long ago. And that's exactly the point. Write about it. It's your life, not my life. You're just reading some of what I have written up here now 8 months ago. And of course, what's the other one? This one that I wrote up in 2007, that I was going to be a billionaire. Now, it was just an idea at the time, but of course, reality has come in my favor and produced great things like what you see here. Again, as I say, I'm not boasting, I'm just sharing with you ideas how you can reach your own potentials that you're so scared of because you think it can't happen. Let the future do that for you. Your job and my job is to write up anything you and I want in the future and allow that God and the universe to bring these things to us. That's the beauty of it. That's the secret. Try it, and I tell you what, you'll be looking for me somewhere in the future to say, thank you, you are correct. Whatever I wrote about what I want in the future, I already got them. And that's the beauty. Don't forget, some of the most important things to write. What sort of wife do you want? What sort of husband? How many children? What sort of school do you want your children to go to? You're preparing the future. And that's the freedom that we have today. And if you don't use it, hey, you're the only one missing out. Because there's a lot of people starting to apply these principles today, and they are creating huge, amazing lifestyle. And I don't want to, boost on too much, but as I leave you today, here's another website that I have joined. I've already invested just under $40, and already up in profit, $7.89. And that's all I did. Hold on, let me show you what happened. All I've done is bought some, I think it was a deposit some money into it, nearly $40, and allowed the system to take hold. Hold on, here we go. That's all I did. Purchased one of these, I think it was this, and I'm earning between that amount of money. And as you saw, just under $40, and it's collecting that much. Sooner or later, I'll be asking for withdrawal. Send this money, this cryptocurrency, of course, to my wallet, and just just imagine if that was 390, that'd be around about $17 already. So the bigger the amount you trade, the more you'll get. And these amount, I think they last for quite a while, 15 days, 60 days, 24 hours. So you can see the time frame varies accordingly. But anyway, that's another one I've given you to try. I don't know how long. I can't guarantee these apps is going to honor what they say. All I can say is investing is a little bit risky, but a small amount of money is not going to break your bank. But if it grows and pays you hugely in the future, then of course you're the one's going to be laughing to the bank. But more importantly, as I close, is to start drafting your own vision board to get into what you really, really want, and also start thinking. Think correctly, think hard, and think positively of what you want to achieve in life. It's not what it is achievable today by any standard, but what the future can bring to you just by your own design. But anyway, this is Stephen Arford from Arford Fortune, creating fortunes for the future. Look after yourself. Stay away from scams. We love you. God loves you. And we'll see you on my next video. Bye for now.